Hey guys, today for reading workshop, we'll be working out of Scholastic Scope again. We're actually reading a selection called The Monster in the Cave. It is based on a Greek myth. We kind of learned a little bit of background about that on Tuesday when we did slides 1 through 3 in the slide deck that I attached to the assignment. So I am going to go ahead and click on the slide deck. I do want to point out that normally when we read from Scope, we listen to the audio, but because this is a drama or a play, it would normally be performed in person. So like we would divide up the parts and we would read it as if we were performing it. Unfortunately, we can't do that. And so there is no audio support other than a pronunciation guide. And I had played around with the idea of reading it aloud to you, but I just do not think that I can change my voice that many different ways to do so. And so I'm going to leave you guys to read it on your own. However, I want to point a few things out before you do so. So you guys completed slides 1 through 3. We're going to jump to slide 4 over here. If you want, not if you want, you need to click on this little circle over here and listen to the pronunciation guide. So it takes you to Scope. Normally it's going to ask you if you want to log in. I'm already logged in, so I didn't have to. If it asks you to log in, you need to say that you're a student and you need to type the password HES5ELA, all lowercase, and then it will take you to this screen. You're going to listen to the pronunciation guide. You're going to click that. And then the audio will play down here. And what she's going to do is pronounce the names that you're going to see in the play for you because they're a little crazy. So I'm going to go ahead and jump back to the slide deck then. And when I'm ready to read the story, I'm going to click. I like to click on his nose. I don't know why. I just always do that. Then I'm going to click the link here because I'm already logged in. It's not going to ask me to do that. So it's just going to take me right to the drama. As you read the play and study the images, think about Odysseus's actions and what do they reveal about his character. You guys remember when we read the story home, after we read the story, we completed a character thinking tool. You guys will do the same thing for Odysseus after this story's done. So just keep that in mind and be paying attention to what kind of a person Odysseus is. As you scroll down, you will notice that this looks very different than the short stories or the narrative nonfiction that we've read prior to this point, because it's a different genre. It's a drama or a play, and it's meant to be performed in front of an audience. That is how the story is told, through the directions that you find in the script and through the words that the screenwriters have put or assigned to each character. That's how the story unfolds. Everything is performed and everything is out loud. So you can see the different parts. By the way, SD1 is stage director 1. SD2 is stage director 2. You get the idea. Then you see here the Greek chorus members. We learned in day 1 that this was a common thing when these types of stories were told. It was not uncommon for them to have a Greek chorus, and it would be like 3 or 4 people standing at the edge of this stage, kind of acting like a narrator. And it brings about a totally different effect when you have 2 or 3 people doing that. There would be things that they would say in unison, so they would say the same thing all together, and then sometimes it would be kind of like finishing each other's sentences kind of thing. So like Greek chorus member number 1 might say one thing, and then where he leaves off, Greek chorus member number 2 would jump in, and so on and so forth. And then you have Odysseus. He is the main character. And remember from the building background slides that he was a hero in the Trojan War. Then we have the crew to be read by a group. So you would have a group of people, and what they say in the script is just going to say, all crew. And I think you see that right here. That's the first time that you see that. Then we have the rest of the characters, and then we have a few notes. Polyphemus is the Cyclops, so this guy right here, this handsome dude, his name's Polyphemus. And it says if you're talking about more than one Cyclops, you actually have to add an E to the word, but it sounds the same when you say it. So Cyclops and Cyclopses, it doesn't sound the same. Sorry. So more than one would be Cyclopses. So we get down here. The prologue is before the story actually starts. Then you have your parts and what they're saying. I just want to draw your attention to a couple of other things. So when we read a novel or a short story or even narrative nonfiction, we are made aware as readers of the setting based on the description that the writer gives us. So if we're inside a home, that home is described to us in the text. But because a play is performed in front of an audience, the setting is noted in the scene, like it says scene 1 or scene 1, act 1. You might see that sometimes. I don't know that you're going to see that here. You just see scene 1, the Aegean Sea. That is how setting is conveyed to the actors and actresses. And then you generally have a crew of people who are responsible for creating whatever you need to have on stage to create that setting for your audience. Costumes are part of that as well. Your lighting and your sound effects are going to contribute to the setting in a play also. So I just wanted to draw your attention to that because it's very different from just reading a short story like we did last selection. So then we have, more speaking parts. This is how the story is unfolding. These things that you will see written in parentheses, these are what we call stage directions, and they're not to be read out loud, but they're a clue to the actor who's playing that part, how they should do something. Sometimes it's how you say something. Sometimes it's how you act something out, like your gestures or your body language. Sometimes it's even like how you're supposed to be moving across stage or what you're supposed to be doing with your face so that you can show the appropriate thing to the audience. So those are stage directions. I think that is about it. Just pay attention as you're reading through the play because there are some special features. And remember to pay attention to these symbols because obviously if it's got a symbol, there's more to it. And that just makes that picture bigger so you can take a look at it. There's some little information here. My suggestion is that you would stop and read those because a lot of times they contain information that adds to the reading experience. But you could probably go back after you've read the play to check those things out. You can see that there's several different scenes here. A lot of times that's when you have a setting change, is when you have a scene change or an act change. Again, we have some additional information. This one doesn't appear to have any special symbols. It just has, you can zoom, and then you have a caption here. This one, again, it just makes it bigger for you to pop out. Same thing there. And then you guys know it's very common for there to be a contest that you can enter. So here are the details for that also. So I won't keep you any longer. Please, please, please do your very best job to get back into that slide 4 and read through this story, because tomorrow we will be answering questions about the story. And so I'll probably just hop on here and give you some guidance in that, but I'm really looking to see what you were able to pick up on your own in those kinds of activities. So please reach out if you have any questions about how to navigate in Scholastic Scope or how to read. If you want to use the text-to-speech feature, go ahead. It kind of is a monotone voice when it reads it to you, and it's going to read everything that's on the page. So just be mindful of that. I hope you enjoy it, and I will talk to you again soon.